Today in our 2015 Ford Transit T250, we're going to be installing Curt's T-connector vehicle wiring harness, part number C56327. This 4-pole flat trailer connector is going to provide you with all the necessary lighting that you'll need for your trailer. This includes your left turn signal, right turn signal, tail lamps, and brake lamps, so you'll be DOT compliant in all states. This harness is typically going to live inside of your vehicle, but when you're ready to use it, simply pull it out of its storage location, drape it over the back, and it'll pinch in place between your weather stripping. That'll hold it in place so you can hook it up to your trailer. And on the end here, it does include a dust cap, so when you're not using it and it's outside, you can simply put that on and that'll help keep out any dirt, debris, and moisture, ensuring a long-lasting connection. Additionally, you can use your dust cap to secure it to your hitch through one of the safety chain loops, and this will help keep it from dangling down and flopping around when driving down the road. And when you're done using it, you can simply wrap it up and store it inside of your compartment or anywhere else you want out of the way. Additionally, that dust cap, what I like about it is that you can use it to wrap around your wiring, and that'll help keep everything nice and bundled. Now it's tucked out of sight and you don't even know that it's there. We'll begin our installation here at the rear of the vehicle. We're going to need to access the back so we can get to our tail lamps. We're going to remove our tail light assemblies. There's going to be 2 Torx bit screws that you're going to need to remove using a T25 Torx bit socket. We're going to remove the ones on the other side as well. We're not going to remove the tail lamp assemblies. Helps if you use a trim panel remover tool to help pry it out to get it to release without causing any damage to the tail light. Now we've got access to our connector. We'll now disconnect our tail lamp assembly. There's a small tab here you'll press in on, pull it out. Here you can see our release tab. We'll be running our assembly through our grommet here to get to our other side. So you can just pull that panel off right there. That'll give us access to our grommet here. Push this grommet through, and then it'll give us access to feed our wiring. We'll now take the yellow, white, and brown wires of our new vehicle wiring harness. We're going to go from the inside and come out of the hole where our grommet was. And it will plug right into our factory connector here. We're then going to cut our grommet. We're just going to make a little slit in it here. You can use a pair of scissors, a razor knife, whatever you happen to have. We can then plug our taillight assembly back in, but it's going to go into our new harness. Now we'll take our black wire. We're going to strip back some of that. This is the large coil of black wire that comes with your kit. We're going to run that through our opening here. And that's going to attach to the black wire off of our control box. So we'll use one of the yellow butt connectors that comes with the kit. We'll crimp one end on our control box side. We'll crimp the other end to the wire that we just ran through. We can now take our grommet that we just cut. We're going to slide our wiring through the grommet, push the grommet back in, and seal it up using the black silicone that comes in your kit. We'll take a pull wire now. We're going to use a piece of airline tubing. You can use anything that's kind of rigid but still has some flexibility. We're going to poke it down through this lower portion below our taillight, and then also down through our bumper. We're going to need to run our power wire to the front, so we're setting that up now. And then down below, just reach for your other end of your pull wire. Then back up here on the top section, we're going to take the black wire that comes in our kit, we're going to tape it to the pull wire. And we'll use our pull wire to pull it all the way down. Now we can take our tail lamp assembly, plug in the electrical connector back into it, This is the new one from our harness, and reinstall the tail lamp assembly. We're now going to remove our scuff plate here. You'll see these small holes here. There's a plug in them that you'll need to remove with a small flat-bladed screwdriver. Just get down in there and pry it up, and that'll reveal the bolt below it. We're then going to remove the bolt with a 6mm socket. We'll now do this with the remaining fasteners. There's a total of 5 going across. Now we can lift our scuff plate off and set it aside. We then use the self-tapping screw that comes in the kit. We put it through the ring terminal that comes off the white wire from our control box, and we ran it right into the frame behind our open panel here. You use a 1/4-inch socket to do that. You now have a couple options for running green wire. You could just have it come out the top here and cut a notch into your plastic panel, or you could take a file and slightly enlarge the hole down here at the bottom to allow the wiring to pass through. We're just going to take our file and we're just going to shave that off. We'll then take our green wire. We're going to go down from the inside, poke it through our opening, route it to the other side. We'll have that panel removed so we can get the wire fed up towards our tail light. And we're just going to bring it to here for now while we prepare our passenger side to make its connection. We've removed our passenger side tail light and slid our grommet just like we did on our driver's side. We'll take our green harness. One end is going to plug into our taillight assembly. The other end will plug into the factory wiring that came from our taillight. We'll poke the green wire through the slit that we made and reinstall our grommet. Once again, we'll use the black silicone that comes in the kit to seal that up. Now just reinstall your tail light just like we did on the other side. You can put your plastic panel on the passenger side back on, and we can reinstall our scuff plate. Now you can take the two-sided tape that comes in the kit, peel off the adhesive backing from one side, and apply it to the back of your control module. You'll then take some alcohol and just clean off the area you want to adhere to. Peel off the other backing. And we're just going to stick ours right inside the panel on this wall right here. Now we needed to route our black wire up to our battery. So in order to get it up there, I routed it from here over through the hitch. This keeps it inside, going down the frame rail until we hit our factory wiring here. And from there, I just zip tied it to the factory wiring, and we followed that factory wiring all the way up, zip tying it every so often along the way. That wiring goes down the side of the fuel tank, and it comes out here. And our factory wiring also followed that, so we just continued to follow it. Right up to here. Since there was a little clip that was open here, we went ahead and utilized it. And now we're here, up near our engine. We've already prepared our fish wire, just like we did in the back. So we can use some electrical tape to tape it to our fish wire and pull that up to the top of our engine compartment. We'll now pull our fish wire up until we got our wire nice and taut. Now it's a good idea to look underneath to ensure that it didn't get caught up on anything, that you've got it fully pulled up. We'll now take the fuse that comes in our kit. We're going to cut the wire in half and strip back both ends. On one end, we're going to crimp on the yellow ring terminal that comes in our kit. And on the other end, we're going to crimp on a yellow butt connector. Now we've opted to upgrade ours from the yellow butt connector that comes in the kit to a heat shrink butt connector, since this does live outside the vehicle. That'll help keep out any moisture from causing corrosion. Now I want to verify that the fuse is not installed, and then we'll hook our ring terminal up to our battery here. You'll need to remove the nut with a 15mm socket Slide your ring terminal on, and then reinstall the nut. Then we can take the black wire that we ran up. We're going to route it over towards that wire, route it appropriately. We're going to cut off any excess. This is going to connect to this yellow butt connector. So we'll trim it down. We'll strip back the black wire and crimp it to the other end of our yellow butt connector. We'll then use our heat gun to shrink down our butt connector. Now we can zip tie up our wiring and make it look nice and neat. I'm just going to attach it to the large harness that goes up underneath our box here. Now we can install our fuse and verify that everything's working properly. Take the 15 amp fuse that comes in your kit, and it just slides into the terminals. We've now got it hooked up to our tester to verify everything's working. You can pick up a tester here at etrailer.com, or you can hook it up to your trailer at home. You want to make sure you have your left turn signal, your right turn signal, your tail lamps, and your brake lamps. And with everything working properly, you're now ready to hit the road. And that completes our installation of Curt's T-connector vehicle wiring harness on our 2015 Ford Transit T250.